picture? You don't know, but you got a present. You know, look at it. Very pretty thing.
She had her party too.
It wasn't her birthday.
Hers was in January. We
Oh.
haven't had her party yet, so
Did they forget your party, Elizabeth, in January a little bit? Well, those are very pretty. And I also know that you guys brought some stuffed animals, and I didn't get to keep those either. Did you bring anything that I get to keep? Did anybody bring any Oreo cookies for me to keep today? No. No, don't. I love them. I love them. But it's like I was just talking with Emily before the service. And if I have food like that around me, I'll just eat it. And eat it. And eat it. And then Pastor Sven will be sitting here and I'll be much bigger. So I thought today that I wanted to show you some pictures. Because you know me, but you might have thought something that I just came from nowhere. And I wanted to show you some of the people, because you have a sister, and you have a brother, you have a sister, you have a sister, you have a sister, you have a mom, you have a dad, you have mom, dad, mom, dad, mom, dad, mom, dad. But you've never met my mom and dad. And you've never met my brothers and sisters. And you've never met my children. So you might have thought I was just making it up, that they don't really exist. Now, there have been some days when you brought Pokemon cards for me to look at. Those are cool. Thank you for showing them. And I think it was Isaac that brought me pictures one day to look at. And you've drawn pictures for me before. And you drew a picture for me before. Pokemon, remember? And you guys are always showing me neat stuff that you guys are doing. So you guys always show me stuff. And I thought, wow, it's about time I show you the people that I love. So sort of get on your knees and come around. You might have to scooch around a little bit so we can look at these pictures. All right. I can turn them. That is me, and I'm with my daughter. Her name is Svea. That's her middle name. We call her by her middle name, but her first name is Charlotte, because both of her grandmothers are named Charlotte. So her name is Charlotte Svea Erlandson, but we call her Svea. And that was on her confirmation for church. And she goes to a very nice church, and she had a pretty dress on that day, and she actually spoke. She kind of gave us kind of like the message that day. It was kind of neat. And then there's me again. And there's Sven again, and then that fuzzy-looking guy, that's my son. His name is Kolbjorn. Yeah, I know, it doesn't exactly roll off the tongue. His name is Kolbjorn. But you know what, with Kolbjorn, I like that name, because I had a buddy in college, and that was his name, when I was in the Air Force. But if you name a son Kolbjorn, you know what his name means? Kol means black, Bjorn means bear, so his name means black bear, and he looks nothing like a black bear, does he? Just a blonde-haired kid. But we didn't know what to give him for a middle name. What do you give a kid with a middle name when his first name is Kolbjorn? We wrangled with that one for a while. And his middle name, can you guess? Give you one guess. Nope. That would have been good, though. That would have been awesome. I like that. That was a great idea. Doggone it! Why didn't I do that? What? Those are pretty nails. And they match your cup. Everybody has nails painted. Who has nails painted? 1, 2, 3.5. Oh, Logan. Me neither. All right. So we named him Kolbjorn King. We named him after Martin Luther King. Okay. So then this is Svea, and you know who those old people are? Actually, that's my mother and my father. Yep. Svea is grandma and grandpa, and Svea is just turned 14 years old. She had a birthday about a week ago. And those are my parents. And they're 80 years old. That's like 500 years old. They're really old. And then all of these people, those are all my brothers and sisters, and my nieces and my nephews, and my mom and my dad. And that's all of them. And they're at my brother's house because they had a party because one of my nephews, he graduated from high school. And then there's my mom and a couple of my sisters-in-law and one of my brothers and then some other friends in the family. And then I have one more picture, and this is one of my favorite pictures, and I just got it about a week ago. My parents, for years and years and years, ever since they were little kids, during World War II and during the Depression, they grew up on farms. They had huge farms, but they also had big gardens. I grew up with huge gardens. I don't mean just gardens. I mean literally huge gardens. Vegetables, fruits, flowers, everything. I don't like the garden, but my parents, whenever I think of my mom, she had 6 kids. So it was always busy in the house, but if I ever woke up early at like 5:30 in the morning, wandered around the house, and I'd go outside, and there would be Mom all by herself, alone, with a little bit of quiet for the day in her garden. So this is a picture of my mom just a few weeks ago in her garden. An old woman just sitting in her garden. Isn't that kind of neat? So these are the people who love me, and these are the people I love. So I have a question for each one of you. I want you to name for me, and you can't name the same person, one person that you love. Who can tell me one person that you love? And it has to be someone that I can touch today with my finger. If I were to drive real far. Your dad, okay, that's one. Who else? Isn't that nice? Very good. Your Oma and Opa. Very nice. Which is Grandma and Grandpa in German, right? Your whole family, Elizabeth. You love your mom. Hannah, do you have someone you love? Don't know? That's okay, sweetie.
And my best friend.
And your best friend.
One of my best friends.
And we could just start naming a whole bunch of people, couldn't we? Yes, and you know what? God gives us not just people who love us, which is great, but God gives us people to love. Sometimes it feels really, really good to give people love. We thank God for that, as well as the people who love us. So, I want to know if you would hold hands and pray with me. And adults, if you will repeat after me as well. And you just repeat after what I say, okay? Here we go. Dear God, thank you for loving us.
Thank you for loving us.
Thank you for giving us people to love.
Thank you for giving us people to love.
Amen. And I think we've got some stuff set up for you right there in the back. So go ahead and head right on back.